1996, the 10th anniversary of Sudbury's Blueberry Festival de Bleuette. The Blueberry Festival, unique in all of Northern Ontario, if not in all of Canada, because Sudbury's blueberries are the best. And our 10th anniversary celebrates the history and the culture, indeed the whole heritage of our area through the Blueberry Festival de Bleuette. We're on Blueberry Hill, and we're slowly climbing to the top. And at the very top of Blueberry Hill, it's the Blueberry Gazebo, which has been constructed by the city of Sudbury in recognition of our 10th anniversary. And it was a little over 10 years ago that one of Sudbury's better-known citizens, indeed he was mayor of our city, Peter Wong, thought that besides the nickel and the other natural resources underground, we should celebrate probably our best natural resource above ground, and that's our blueberries. And that's what we're doing for our 10th anniversary of Sudbury's Blueberry Festival de Bleuette. Now, let's go back just a while and recall those early days when it was just a dream, Sudbury's Blueberry Festival. Here's Peter Wong.
Well, of course, Len Savage was our first president, and Len, our first chair, I should say. Len was really instrumental in starting it up in the sense that he actually did things. He was working for the Chamber of Commerce at the time, and he convinced Al Ferretto of the Nordenberry to do something about having some kind of a festival, and this was, I guess, in 1987. And that was really the site of the first Blueberry Festival here in Sudbury. And it was centered around the Northbury Hotel. So Len and Al Ferretto and myself, we kind of got it going and got other people interested, other organizations, and that's how it got started. Being in politics and head of council, it gave me an opportunity to well, meet the media on a number of occasions and talk about this sort of thing. Also, I was on SRDC, the Sudbury Regional Development Corporation, and I think our first funding we got, first little bit of help we got was from this SCAP program, the Sudbury Community Adjustment Program, that was set up to create work in our community to offset some of the layoffs that were happening in the mining sector. So we got some funding from that, and that was when, we were trying to get people to understand that this could be a very good economic development project for Sudbury, developing around tourism, visitors, and that sort of things. We encouraged charitable organizations and organizations that are in our community to get involved, put on an event, and we used to encourage them, and we still do, that here's an opportunity for you to fundraise and also to friend-raise, make people aware of your cause, and here's an opportunity to do both, make money as well as make friends. So, and we're still using that as a way to get people involved, and many organizations have taken advantage of that, epilepsy being one, Kidney Foundation, a few others. Well, I'd like to see this whole community thinking blueberries in the third week in July, and there's really no reason why we can't. I mean, it's a natural fruit for this area, and they're free. And you can go out and pick them. They're all over the place, and you can go out and pick them anywhere you want. I'd like to see the whole community get behind it. I think it has we have an opportunity to turn it into a real tourist attraction.
Former mayor of Sudbury, Peter Wong, who can count as one of his many achievements, the Sudbury Blueberry Festival de Bleuette. Yes, it was Peter Wong who got the Blueberry Festival underway with the idea, but it took some very, very motivated people to bring that idea into fruition. As we stand here at the top of Blueberry Hill overlooking Minnell and Ramsey Lakes and inside the Blueberry Gazebo on this, the 10th anniversary of Sudbury's Blueberry Festival. We go back once again to year one and the fella who put it all together. His name was Len Savage. And let's learn from him now just how he did it.
I went to see Mike Belanger over at the Northbury at the time, and Al and the staff over there, they thought it was a great idea. Whatever we started, everything seemed to go gung-ho after that. We've been lucky to have blueberries in the area, and I think we should take advantage of it and promote our city. Our city is not just a mining town, it's a blueberry town, it's a business town. You know, all these things put together. Say, hey, there's no end to it, really.
Blueberry bushes, they're everywhere. This is Sudbury, the capital of the world when it comes to the best tasting blueberries. We don't see any blueberries right now, but by July 18th, Blueberry Festival time here in Sudbury, they'll be everywhere. And there'll be two creatures around, too, at that time. Who are they? Of course, the famous Sudbury Bear and Smokey the Bear. They sort of team up. The Sudbury Bear to promote our wonderful blueberries, and Smokey the Bear to remind us and warn us about the dangers of forest fires. Joanne Losette is the representative from the ministry who found out about the Blueberry Festival and wanted to become involved. Here's her story.
When we heard about the Blueberry Festival, we approached the festival asking them if we could promote fire prevention within the festival. And ever since then, we've been very involved, and we're trying to stay involved with the festival. In 1993, we also approached the fire departments to try to get involved because a lot of the blueberry patches are within municipal boundaries or on private properties such as Inco and Falconbridge properties. So we approached them to see if they wanted to help us with some promotional items, and they formed a mutual aid between the fire departments and the M&R. And from this, we developed a blueberry bucket which was biodegradable, which was handed out to the locals for picking blueberries. An alliance has been formed with the Blueberry Festival, not only for verbal prevention messages. We did also form an alliance between the Sudbury Bear and Smokey. So with both bears, we do visit a lot of various activities within the Blueberry Festivals, and children just love the idea of having two bears to hug. It's just a great idea. Last year we had the Biking Fire Rangers, and I'm sure that the media did a really good job of promoting them. And the feedback we received from the field was excellent. So we learned a lot about the people who were picking berries. We promoted safe smoking within the area. So it was just a wonderful tribute to picking in the forest and not causing the forest fires. And the last note, of course, is please be careful when you're out picking blueberries. We don't want any more forest fires.
Well, we wouldn't want you to forget to find your thrill on Blueberry Hill. There's much more to the Sudbury Blueberry Festival de Bleuet than picking blueberries. There's eating blueberries and a lot of other activities as well, too. Lise Martel of the Sudbury and Manitoulin Epilepsy Association is responsible for activities at Memorial Park. 2 big days of activities. And Mary Stafura has been associated with the Sudbury Ukrainian seniors, and their activities throughout the Blueberry Festival over the years have been very memorable. Let's listen to these two fine ladies describe their involvement.
Last year, Epilepsy Sudbury Manitoulin wanted to participate in the Blueberry Festival as a fundraiser, and we asked the committee if we can have Memorial Park. And we started with that last year, a bit small, and this year we're going a lot bigger, and there's a lot more nonprofit agencies and businesses involved this year. There's going to be food on Friday, mostly on Friday. We start with pancake breakfast, a blueberry pancake breakfast, put on by the Lung Association. And all day Friday there's going to be blue bagging in the park, where local businesses can come and have their lunch in the park. There's also going to be a big kids area. for children from daycare, children from that are on summer holidays. There's also going to be grandmother's pie shops. They're going to be there with all kinds of blueberry food to sell and to taste. The Diabetes Association are having a low sugar, no sugar recipe contest. There's going to be all kinds of activities going on, long bowling, bocce, children's Olympics, and dunk tanks, and a whole ton of stuff.
This year, I think we want to expand it a little because we're situated now in Niteshin Park and we have a bit more space, and we hope for a nice day and of course a good crop of blueberries. We just hope, because the season is late, that this isn't going to affect the production of blueberries. But I think that we're really looking forward to doing something a little bit different. We tried to add some new recipes, but we always have the old favorites because they come back for that. Sometimes we have the opening ceremonies, and they vary from, depending on who happens to be around or who can come to do the opening. But we've had the mayor there, and of course the dignitaries, Mr. Wong and Madame Lachey Lalonde, and sometimes even a councillor, and the Blueberry Bear, of course, we can't forget about him. And then we have a breakfast. And it starts with muffins and pancakes and anything blueberry. And then we have a luncheon that sort of goes in, just continues. And we have blueberry crepes and blueberry soup and then blueberry pierogies and then baked goods, anything baked. And then we have, of course, a fashion show or entertainment as well for the children.
Coming down Blueberry Hill. Can hardly wait for July 18th, 10th anniversary of Sudbury's own Blueberry Festival. Janine Lachey Lalonde took over chairmanship from Len Savage. Wow, I guess it was some 5 or 6 years ago now. And she's been at it ever since. We're going to talk to Janine in just a moment. Just wanted to remind you that besides the tastiness and the downright attractiveness of our blueberries, they're so good for you. They contain so many vitamins and minerals that I understand they can even cure arthritis. Another good reason for climbing Blueberry Hill. But now let's find out all those other details you've always wanted to know about our Blueberry Festival from Janine.
I read in the paper that there was a blueberry festival, and I had always been interested in blueberries because I grew up picking blueberries. And so the following year I checked the papers, and lo and behold, there was another blueberry festival. So I thought, this is it. I had been collecting recipes, and through a mutual friend of Peter's, she got me involved, or she brought to his attention that I was very enthusiastic about blueberries, and so he encouraged me and helped me to put this cookbook together, which is called Sudbury's Blueberry Heritage du Bleuet. The recipes were given to me by friends. Some I had been collecting from relatives of grandparents, my mother, this type of thing. And so there was a good variety of different ones. People used to write to me, my friends, my nursing friends who are in the States would send me recipes whenever they'd have any, or so that's how that all came about. I tried to get all the paintings to be done by local artists. There is only one painting that wasn't done locally, and it was done by my niece, who was a strong supporter of mine, and I thought she deserved to have one painting in the book. All the design, the T-shirt designs were done by a local artist by the name of Wayne Trudeau. He's also the one who did the cover for the cookbook, and which I'm very proud of. I think he's done an excellent job. I tried to depict in my cookbook how we did things locally, because it's completely different from what they do in other areas such as Mistassini or Sioux Lookout or different, you know. We're still at the stage where we're selling blueberries on the side of the road, which is a little primitive, really, when you get right down to it. Somebody once said, you must be rich in Sudbury, because they said you have a wealth of blueberries and you do nothing with them. So I think it has great potential for business, you know, like for small enterprises, and I think if I was younger, I'd probably think about it, but I hope somebody will pick that up and do something with it. I think blueberries has been the most well-kept secret of Sudbury, because if you ever try to get information about how much blueberries are produced in this area, how many are, you know, how much comes from this area, you don't know, because there's only a select few who know, and it's hard to get the information. People think that there's not that many things in blueberries, but there are, you know, like, I mean, it has a whole story to tell. And I think I admire the qualities of blueberries, because they grow, they're sturdy and strong like northerners, and they're humble, and they grow in you know, in poor soils, but they taste delicious and all the rest of it. A few years ago, I had made a proposition or a proposal to our mayor, Mr. Gordon, stating that eventually my dad's house would be decorated as the Blueberry House, and that if we were allowed to obtain this little house as our headquarters, it would be converted into like a den, or the headquarters. And so when they did allow us to, and were gracious enough to let us use the house, or I moved from Gary Street, and so I proceeded to decorate 344 as the Blueberry House, and the 346 as the Sudbury Bear Den. And so I've used all the things that I had in my previous house to decorate the den, and it's all reflective of blueberries. I think it's part of our culture and heritage. This is what identifies me, at least, as a Sudburian. What I hope is that people will get conscious or sensitive to the idea of how precious this is, and that somebody in authority will be able to help to preserve them. That's my wish, so that we can keep on having blueberry festivals and all celebrate together as a multicultural society.
Well, we're getting close to the bottom of the trail here. Maybe I'll jog the rest of the way. And close to the end of the program, too. Wait a minute. Who do I see here? Janine! Well, you just described a lot of the history of the Blueberry Festival, and some of your involvement, too, over the years. But I thought, now that we're coming to the end of this particular program dealing with the 10th anniversary, you can tell us some of the things that we haven't covered that are going to get underway starting on July the 18th, and some of the people involved, too.
Some of our events have been ongoing for the past years, and I think some of them in particular would be the New Sudbury Shopping Center, that have a seniors tea, which is always a huge success.
Right.
And Southridge Mall, with their bake-offs and all the goodies, they've been ongoing also.
And very successful,
Yeah.
except for yours truly, of course. It's entered on a number of occasions. But maybe this is my year with a secret recipe. You're going to have to wait and find out, though.
Right, yeah. And Anderson Farm Museum is also having, I believe it's a flea market. And
Always a good spot to go. Along to the new Countryside Arena, too, I think, is something this year.
Right. The Arthritis Society is doing an event this year called Blueberry Chill.
Right.
And people will be able to go and cool off during the hot summer days by skating, and I think they're serving blueberry popsicles or jigglers, or for the children. And then, of course, there's an interesting walk through the blueberry, through the
That's right, through
Flour
the
Mill Museum,
right.
via the Junction Creek Waterway Project.
And that also covers the Blueberry Den as well, too.
The headquarters of the Blueberry Festival. You can't miss it. There's quite a few little bears on the lawn to greet you.
You're right. That's where the Blueberry Bear lives throughout the year, folks. So, so you can see his lair, and, of course, the rest of that beautiful walk along Junction Creek there.
Which is quite interesting.
So, a lot of things happening. I know we can't cover them all, so the best thing to do, if you haven't, lined up everything that you can possibly think of doing during the Blueberry Festival, you can check Cable 7, because the fine folks there will be listing all the events as well, too.
Yes.
So the only thing we have to do now is to issue an invitation.
Yes.
Janine?
The welcome mat is out to greet everyone and to welcome them to the 10th Annual Blueberry Festival.
And, of course, we say that bilingual as well, too. Janine?
Bienvenue au Festival du Bleuet.
We'll see you there. You're most welcome.